Let's talk about how successful companies actually keep score. You know, it turns out it's not as simple as just having one big scoreboard for everyone to see. To really truly win, a business needs two totally different ways of tracking how it's doing. Let's dig into that. I mean, just stop and think about it for a second. How does some huge global company with thousands of people and millions of transactions every single day really know if it's on the right path? It's way more complicated than just peeking at the bank balance, right? The secret is having two very distinct views of the business. At the end of the day, it all boils down to this really simple idea. You've got the story you tell the rest of the world, your investors, the banks, the government. And then you've got the brutally honest story you tell yourself, the internal team, so you can make smart moves and actually win. And those two stories, they require two completely different accounting scoreboards. Okay, so let's tackle the first one. I want you to think of this as the official public-facing scoreboard, the one that everyone in the stadium, the fans, the reporters, the league officials can see. This is financial accounting. So what is it really? Well, its whole job, its entire reason for being, is to take all the complicated financial chaos happening inside a company and package it up neatly into standard reports for the world outside the company. The key word there is external. This is all about communicating to outsiders.
And who exactly is in the stands looking at this scoreboard? Well, it's a whole crowd of people. You've got the tax authorities making sure you're paying what you owe. You've got auditors checking to make sure your numbers are legit. You've got banks trying to decide if you're a good bet for a loan. And of course, you have investors who are putting their hard-earned money into your company. Even the company's own managers look at it. But believe it or not, they aren't the main audience here.
All of that data gets distilled down into what we call the Big Three reports. First up, the balance sheet. Think of it like a financial selfie. It's a snapshot of everything a company owns and owes at one specific moment in time. Then you've got the income statement, which is more like a movie. It tells the story of whether you made a profit or a loss over a period of time. And finally, the statement of cash flows, which is kind of like a detective story, tracking exactly where every single dollar came from and where it went. Now, here's a really important point. Because this scoreboard is for the public, you can't just make things up or present the numbers however you feel like. Nope. Just like in any professional sport, there's a very strict, non-negotiable rulebook that every single company has to follow. And these are the rulebooks we're talking about. Depending on where a company is, it has to follow a set of standards, often called GAAP or Generally Accepted Accounting Principles. You'll see things like IFRS used all over the world, or US GAAP, specifically in the States. And the whole point is standardization, so that an investor sitting in Tokyo can look at the books of a company in Berlin and compare them, apples to apples. So that's the public scoreboard. Now let's go behind the scenes, into the locker room. If financial accounting is for the fans in the stands, management accounting is the coach's private whiteboard. This is where the real-time, in-the-moment strategy gets mapped out. The audience for this, it's completely different. This information is for the players on the field and the coaches on the sideline, the internal managers. It's not about reporting on what happened last quarter. It's all about making smart decisions for what's going to happen next. It's flexible, it's customized, and it's designed for one thing, and one thing only, to help you win. So what kind of stuff is the coach scribbling on that whiteboard in the middle of the game? What are they tracking in the heat of the moment to figure out the next play? Well, they're tracking super specific things, not the overall company profit, but the real nitty-gritty details. Stuff like, is the marketing department blowing their budget? What is the exact cost down to the penny to make one single unit of our new product? Is that big project we launched actually going to make us any money? This is where the real actionable insights are hiding. And this is how management accounting answers the really tough make-or-break questions. It gives you analysis in real time to tell you if you're going off track. It tells you how much value you have tied up in stuff you haven't sold yet. It can even help you predict if a project is about to become a money pit, so you can do something about it before it's too late. Okay, so you might be thinking, are these two scoreboards just completely separate things? How do you make sure the coach's whiteboard isn't just wishful thinking? That's a great question. And the answer is something called the master playbook, a single source of truth. Modern accounting systems are actually pretty slick about this. Think of it like this. Every single financial event, whether it's a customer buying something or you're buying supplies, gets recorded just once in a central master ledger, often called the universal journal. From that single, reliable entry, the data is then pulled and formatted for both scoreboards. This ensures that the public reports and the internal strategy are always based on the exact same set of facts.
So as we start to wrap this up, it should be crystal clear, right? A company simply can't succeed with just one of these scoreboards. You absolutely have to have both to really thrive in today's world.
I think this quote just nails it. It perfectly captures the whole idea. Financial accounting? That makes sure you're playing by the rules of the game. But management accounting? That's what ensures you're actually playing to win. So let's just do a quick side-by-side to lock this in. Financial accounting, its audience is external. Its purpose is reporting on the past, and its rules are super strict and standardized. Now flip that for management accounting. The audience is internal. The purpose is to drive future strategy, and the rules totally flexible and customized to what the team needs. One is for compliance, the other is for competition.
And that kind of leaves us with one last thing to think about. We all have versions of these scoreboards in our own lives, don't we? There's our financial accounting view, our credit score, our resume, the stuff we show the world to prove we're playing by the rules. And then there's our management accounting view, our private goals, our daily habits, the internal data we use to make decisions and try to win at life. So, which scoreboard are you paying more attention to? All right.